Hey guys, I am just going to do a little tutorial on the makeup look that I wore yesterday, and I'm excited to show you what I used to achieve that look. And now I'm going to use the makeup primer. This stuff is incredible. It literally feels like silk when you rub it on your face. And I do have clean hands. You always want to wash your hands before you start applying your makeup. Okay, so I typically like to put my primer on and let it sit for a minute while I do my eye makeup. I like to do my eye makeup before I apply my foundation or CC cream because I don't want fallout to ruin my foundation and make it look muddy. So I like to do my eye makeup first. I am going to use our Prime and Proper eyeshadow primer, and I'll just use a concealer brush to spread it around. I am using the Shape It Up brow pencil in the shade Light. It is buildable, and I've almost used this entire thing. I absolutely love it. I'm going to make an entire separate video specifically about how I shape and fill my eyebrows because I think that it's really important. Eyebrows are a really important frame on your face, and I think that there isn't enough education out there about how to properly shape your eyebrows. I like a bold but still natural looking brow, and we'll do the other one. So if I am doing like a no makeup look and I'm just throwing on some eyebrows and mascara, I will go a little bit lighter than this and just fill in right up here and make sure that it looks. What are we doing right here, you guys? See that? Just fill in the sparse areas, make it look like I have a full eyebrow in the areas that I don't. Using the It's All in the Eyes Volume 1 palette, I'm going to use Caraway. I love this on my skin tone. I think that it's a really good base. So after I did the eyeshadow primer and let that sit, I just use this to buff in my crease a little bit and create a nice transition for the purple tones that I will be adding because I don't want it to go straight from purple into my eyebrow. Alright, and then actually after using that, I switched over to the Volume 2, and I am going to use Quartz, Geode, and Aurora. Yesterday was my first time playing with these colors, and I think that obsessed is an understatement. I'm using Geode, this one up top, and I'm going to put it all over my lash line and start feathering it up. Let it set. I obviously use this a lot. I keep it in my purse. And I'm just going to spray the end of this brush, getting that damp before I do the opal shade in my corners is going to make the shimmer in it just really pop. And we'll carry that down a little bit. Right. If you start to feel your brush getting dry and you're not feeling the same damp tackiness whenever you're applying on the other eye, obviously just use more of the setting spray. Okay, I am now going in with Aurora, which is this dark violet right here, and doing a little bit through here. I have to have this mirror, and really emphasizing the crease. But still making sure it's uber blended. Looking a little bit dramatic. Something that you can do if you're wanting to emphasize your brow bone is take a color like marble or whatever works best with your skin tone. I prefer marble for this, and just lightly highlight right below where your brow is, and then make sure that you blend that down into the shadow. That way it doesn't look splotchy. Emphasizing. And then same thing on the other side. I'm going to use the Arbonne Intelligence lip treatment to start getting my lips primed for wearing lipstick today. This helps with plumping and reducing the fine lines on your lips. And I think that it's the perfect base for lipstick. And then I actually like to rub it a little bit below. And around my lips. Before I finish my eye makeup, I'm going to do the base of my face. I am using the CC cream in the shade Light, and I'm using a beauty blender to apply it. I'm just going to apply this right onto my beauty blender. This is super damp, and while you can see makeup on it, it is very clean. You want to make sure that your beauty blender is clean and damp so that you get the best finish. I clean mine probably weekly. And I blend it down into my neck because this does have SPF 30 in it, which means that it's going to help protect my skin from sun damage. And I'm just bouncing this around to blend it out. I do like to create a little bit more of a sharp line right here in my shadow, meeting from the bottom of my eye to the tail of my eyebrow. If you are struggling with pretty serious skin discoloration, I like to do very, very light foundation on my forehead. That way I can avoid creasing because I am starting to get some crazy lines in my forehead. Okay, next I'm going to do the It's a Fine Line liner in the shade Carob, and I'm just going to come up here and show you where I'm applying it. So I'm doing it on my upper lash line, in the corners, and bringing it out. Alright, I just finished applying the Carob eyeliner on my upper lash lines, and then I am going to use the Speak Volumes mascara. I don't curl my lashes or anything, I'm just working, you can kind of see them against my door there. Okay, so I just like to blink it into my lashes. I need to be able to see this a little bit closer. And I will wiggle it up a little bit to separate the lashes. All right, and then if you wanted to get a little bit more dramatic, you can go back after it's set for a minute and apply another layer. All right, now that the eye makeup is completely finished, I'm going to use the Starlight Glow Palette for contouring. This shade right here is called Meteor, and it doesn't have a shimmer in it, and I'm going to use that for most of my contouring today. All of our powders are super pigmented, so everything from our eyeshadow to our bronzer, our contour palettes, our blush, and so a little goes a long ways, which means that this is literally going to last me forever. I don't know if I'll be able to hit pan. And then I am just going to see where my cheeks naturally end, and then start blending. And I like to carry it up my hairline and around my forehead. And then same thing over here. Trace the sides of my nose. And then blend that in and carry it down. I also like to put a little bit right under my lip to create more of a shadow, so it looks like I have more of a plump lower lip, and then chiseling the jawline. Used the shade Blossom in our blush, and just hitting the apple of my cheek and blending out and blending into the contouring so that looks good. But I am going to do a little bit of our concealer for my contouring on my nose. I use the shade Fair. I think this summer I will need to get a shade darker, but just right here, right there, and a little bit right here. I'm using my beauty blender again to just pat that in. I don't want to move it around too much. I just want to blend it where I applied it. And I am going to use the shade Rose in our smoothed over lipstick. This literally feels like I'm just wearing a really nice lip balm. It lasts for so long, even when I'm drinking my fizz and my skin elixir. And I am just going to finish off with a little bit of highlight. I like to use Stardust right here. I think that the shimmer in it is so pretty, and it's not too much for an everyday look. And then nose, through the forehead a little bit, catch some light. We are going to use the Let It Set setting spray. It is an ultra fine mist, so you won't be able to see any like droplets on your skin, but you do feel it, and it is so refreshing.